Today's short is being brought to you by Goya Foods. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
Your daily game plan for success. It's Sachs in the Morning. Steve Sachs.
Hi, Steve Sachs here with Sachs in the Morning. Welcome to Wednesday, November the 2nd, and time marches on. Boy, we're getting through this year pretty quickly. Today, we're going to talk about more of the mental preparation. So the last 2 days, we've been talking about that, prepping for the playoffs as we're in the throes of the World Series. Some of the techniques and processes that you can use to get yourself ready for your next big event or presentation. So yesterday, I promised to share some of the mental exercises that people you might be familiar with go through to be prepared as possible for their version of a playoff. So let's get started on that. Here's one that I'm sure is not going to surprise you. The first one is Michael Phelps, 23-time gold medal winner in the Olympics for a variety of swimming competitions. His number one tool for mental preparation is visualization. Not my words either. Here's what he said. One of the things that has been good for me, I think, besides training, has been my sort of mental preparation. Another person who you will certainly recognize, Oprah Winfrey, is a fan of mental imagery, going so far as to create vision boards to help her prepare for a successful outcome. And how about Russell Wilson, the great quarterback now of the Denver Broncos, formerly the great and tremendous quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks? This guy kills the 49ers. I'm a 49er fan. I make no secret about it. And he kills us all the time. But here's what he talked about. Now, Russell Wilson works with a mental conditioning coach. Here's what he had to say about him and the process. He said, he sends me highlights every week, but more importantly, he really challenges me mentally, gives me visions of where I want to go and who I want to be and how I want to do it. I think that's what makes him so great. So think about that the mental imagery of this whole thing. Visualization is another word for it. Lots of famous people do this. And it doesn't stop there. How about Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan? Both worked with the same mindfulness meditation coach, Phil Mumford. You had to see this one coming. How about Tom Brady? He's a 6th-round draft choice out of Michigan. He was also drafted by the Montreal Expos as a left-handed hitting catcher out of high school. So Tom Brady is darn good athlete all the way around, but he's been working with a mental coaching services since his college days. And he says, to me, football is so much about mental toughness, and 7 Super Bowl wins, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, and 3 league MVPs. I think I'm going to have to agree with what Tom Brady says. His mental playoff preparation seems to be working. Now, Aaron Judge, he's one of my favorites in baseball because he's a complete player. Aaron Judge is what you call a 5-tool player. He can hit with power, run, field, and throw. He does it all. He's been reading and rereading the book, Heads Up Baseball. Here's what he has to say. The mental game is what separates the good players from the great players. So anything I do to get that mental edge to help me stay my best, I'm going to try to do it. So you don't have to be a superstar athlete. You don't have to be a superstar at anything. But if you really want to separate yourself from so many others that have the same skill set, experience, and capability as you in whatever that may be, it's the mental game that you can use to prepare yourself to help you succeed and separate you from those others that are equal to or even better than you are on the tangible things. It's your mind that gets you where you want to go. So let me close with this. It's been suggested that baseball may be one of the more tougher mental games. I'm biased, and I certainly think that it is. No matter how you apply that mental preparation in sports or money or life, Yogi Berra, the great catcher for the New York Yankees, said it best. And here's how he summed it up. Yogi Berra said this: baseball is 90% mental, and the other half is physical. And that's my short for today. If you like what you heard, give us a positive review, subscribe, and share. Also, remember that the Sachs in the Morning swag is now available on my Instagram site. Go to Sachs in the Morning _podcast. You'll see it right there on the Instagram, and just hit the link. Everything's there: mugs, hats, tumblers, you name it. Take advantage of it. And thanks to Al Hendrickson Toyota for their support of this podcast. And be sure to visit alhendricksontoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.